Alright, today we're going to be changing brake pads on a 2007 Honda Odyssey Touring. We're going to lift the car, front end of it, so put some chocks in the back, make sure it doesn't roll back, and we're going to lift. There's actually like a little tow hook right in the middle right here in the front. See if you can look in there. I don't know if I'm capturing it. That right there, that's going to be our lift point. Let's get to it. We're actually going to remove the whole wheel, and we're going to get to it. So this is what it looks like. Pretty dirty. You remove the wheel. You have two 14mm bolts. Let me see, this one right here, this one down here, there's another one right there. So remove those two, go from there. Sure you hang this up somewhere. You don't want that hose to be hanging, or the weight of this caliper hanging on that hose right there. Brake pads should come right off. Now these ones, they still have some meat. They just too much dust. They're dusty. I think they're semi metallic brake pads, and I just don't like the way they feel, and they just release so much dust. So I got some new ceramic brake pads, so that should be a lot better. So the rear one comes out just the same. And there they are. Now if you're going to remove the rotor, all you have to do is take this bolt, this one off. Let's see, I'm not sure what size it is. I'm sure it's a 19mm to take those off. Yeah, it's a 19. So if you're going to take the rotor off, you'd have to take this bracket here. I'm not doing that in this video. I'm not changing the rotors, but you just have to take this one here and this one up here. Take those two out, and this bracket will come right off, and the rotor just comes right out. It's that simple. Well, because the brake pads that I got did not come with the hardware, we're going to be reusing this clips here. Make sure you clean them up with a wire brush, and we're going to be greasing them too, right here and on the top as well, and on the rear we're going to do the same thing. Put some grease there, and on the top make sure you do not grease the rotor or the face of the pad that's going to be making contact with the rotor. You're going to want to grease this edge right here and this edge right here of the brake pad. And also I like to put, in this case, because we have a dual piston caliper, so on the rear of the brake pad wherever it's going to make contact with them, so I'll put a little bit of grease here, a little bit of grease here. So notice that the brake pad that's going to go in the rear has this, they call it the squealer or so. You see how once the brake pad starts wearing, that little clip right there is going to make contact with the rotor, and it's going to make an annoying sound. That's indicating that the brake pad is wearing down. It needs to replace at that point. So that's what this is for, and this one's going to be placed on the rear. So we're going to place this one on the back, and on the front of the car we're going to place this one that does not have that little clip that you see right there. So this one's going to be on the rear, so this is going to be actually facing down on the back after we grease everything. Now the grease that I got is the one that they gave me at the auto parts store, so you don't have to put a whole lot of grease. Just a little bit goes a long way. So it just brings a little bit in here, so a little bit of grease goes a long way. they're in. You look. Now one thing, once you try to put this caliper back in place, if you look, the pistons are sticking out, so you're gonna have to find a way to push them in. I have this tool, comes in very handy. What you're gonna want to do, get the old brake pad that you just removed, place it in there, and to use that tool, all you have to do is, you can press it back. It's really hard to do this with one hand. Back. Okay, you put it in there. Now as I start tightening this is gonna push the old brake pad, and it's gonna push those two pistons in. Because this one has two, you might want to do this side and then move it towards this side and push on this side as well to get them to go in evenly. So you can see they're already, both of them pressed in towards the piston chamber. I don't know if that's what you call it. If you don't have one of this, you can use just a simple C-clamp and just clamp from the back and just press it in. Remember to use one of the old pads that you had to press against the piston, and you can go from there. It's right in.